So, Odysseus, you know how we often talk about getting better at things, right?
Oh, absolutely, Athena. Always striving for that next level, whatever the pursuit may be.
Exactly. And today, I really wanted to dive into something quite specific, but totally fascinating for anyone who's ever, pushed pieces around a chessboard. We're talking about that monumental leap, that transition from being a pretty good intermediate player to hitting that hallowed ground beyond 2000 elo. It's not just a number, is it? It's a whole shift in thinking.
2000 elo, huh? That's a significant milestone for many, I imagine. What's really the fundamental difference then between someone hovering around, say, 1500 to 2000 and someone who's truly broken through that barrier? Is it just more tactics or something deeper? I mean, where does one even begin to bridge that gap? It sounds like a psychological battle as much as a tactical one.
Oh, it's definitely both, Odysseus. You've hit the nail on the head. It's not just about knowing more tactics, it's about a complete mindset overhaul. You see, between 1500 and 2000, players often experience these frustrating plateaus, right? To break through, it needs a really deliberate, targeted approach. It starts with setting clear, incremental goals. None of this, I want to be a grandmaster tomorrow sort of thing. Think like little 100-point increases, And maintaining a growth mindset, that's just crucial. Every single game, even the losses, becomes a learning opportunity. That's key to avoiding burnout too.
Right, so it's not just about the raw knowledge, it's how you approach the learning itself. Fascinating. Now, you mentioned tactics earlier, and I suppose everyone thinks of tactics when they think of chess improvement. But you hinted at something beyond basic tactics. What does advanced tactical proficiency really entail for someone aiming for that 2000+ level? Are we talking about just harder puzzles, or is there a conceptual shift there too?
Oh, it's so much more than just harder puzzles, Odysseus. Although, yes, definitely harder puzzles are involved. The thing is, at this level, you're not just looking for a simple fork or a skewer. You need to develop a really deep tactical vision. This means identifying weak spots, yes, but also recognizing these complex combination patterns, visualizing incredibly intricate variations, and calculating effectively, sometimes many moves deep. It's not about the quick, obvious hit. You really have to resist that urge.
Intricate variations sounds a bit daunting, actually. But I suppose that's where the mastery comes in, isn't it?
Precisely. And, mastering things like Zwischenzug, these in-between moves, and strong defensive tactics, they become absolutely paramount. It's about seeing the whole board and not just your immediate attacking chances. It's funny, a lot of players get fixated on attacking, but advanced defense, that's where the real subtle beauty often lies. And consistent, regular, advanced tactical puzzle solving, totally non-negotiable, really.
Zwischenzug, fascinating concept. So beyond just the sharp, calculated tactical blows, where does positional understanding fit in? Because I often hear people talk about good positional play, but it feels a bit more abstract than, say, identifying a checkmate in 3 moves. What are the cornerstones of developing that mastery?
That's a brilliant question, Odysseus, because positional understanding is often where many players stumble. It's less about the immediate threat and more about the long-term health of your position. We're talking about moving beyond just developing your pieces. It's about controlling the center, obviously, but also improving your piece activity, ensuring your forces are beautifully coordinated, and really understanding pawn structures, deep down understanding them.
Pawn structures? That sounds quite specific.
Oh, it absolutely is, and it's crucial. Think about it. Good versus bad bishops, passive versus active play, how to improve those lazy pieces that are, just sitting there. These are vital concepts. And then there's the opening repertoire. It's not about memorizing lines like a robot, it's about developing a solid but also flexible repertoire. You need to understand the fundamental ideas, the plans behind your chosen openings. The goal, ultimately, is to transition comfortably into the middle game with a really clear understanding of the resulting positions. You want to feel like at home in them.
So it's about having a strategic compass, not just a tactical map, right? You mentioned transitioning into the middle game. What does middle game mastery actually look like at this higher level? And I'm also curious about the end game. That feels like a whole different beast sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The middle game is where the plans often truly unfold, Odysseus. At this stage, it's all about supreme piece coordination, refining your attacking and defensive skills, and developing clear, actionable game plans. It's about understanding imbalances. Do you have a knight versus a bishop, a better pawn structure, a king's safety advantage? And knowing how to really leverage those to your advantage. You're looking for critical moments, those pivotal points where the game could swing, and making purposeful, really thoughtful moves.
And the end game? That feels like it requires a different kind of patience.
It totally does. The end game is, it's often neglected, but it's where so many games are decided. You simply must dedicate significant time to endgame study. We're talking about fundamental endgames like king and pawn, rook endgames, active king play, understanding pawn advancement, and classic techniques. Think things like opposition, triangulation, zugzwang. Jerry Silman's complete endgame course is like a go-to for so many players. And Dvorsky's endgame manual is another one that, well, it's a bit of a tome, but utterly brilliant for truly advanced play,
Jerry Silman, Dvoretsky, brilliant. So for someone who's now inspired and thinking, okay, I really want to tackle this, what are some of the most impactful resources and training methods you'd recommend? I mean, where should someone really focus their energy if they're serious about breaking through to that 2000 ELO mark?
Right, so this is where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? For resources, there's a treasure trove out there. For deeper understanding, I always suggest classics like Nimzowicz's My System or Kotov's Think Like a Grandmaster. They're just phenomenal for reshaping your thinking. For strategy and middle games, Grutin's Chess Strategy for Club Players is superb. And for endgames, as I mentioned, Silman is a must. But crucially, Odysseus, annotated Grandmaster games, they're like gold. Alekhine, Fischer, Kasparov, Bronstein, Zurich, 1953. Studying those is just, well, it's essential for seeing advanced decision-making in action.
So not just learning the rules, but seeing how the masters break them, so to speak.
Exactly. And online platforms like Lichess and Chess.com are brilliant for playing and analysis, obviously. For dedicated tactics, Chess Tempo is fantastic, with puzzles tailored to specific ELO ranges. And for structured learning, you can't beat Chessable or Chess Mood. They offer Grandmaster-created courses that are just incredibly effective. Oh, and the Week in Chess, TWIC, it's a free resource for staying updated and downloading game databases. Absolutely essential. And honestly, for personalized feedback, consider a coach. It's an investment, but it can really accelerate improvement. Do you know what I mean?